December 24th, 1986, Christmas Eve. I'm here taking pictures at the old 101 ranch. They called it the 101 because the total ranch consisted of 101,000 acres. And it was famous for a Wild West show that toured the world. This was a working ranch. Cattle, buffalo, crops. I'm scanning what was called the White House, which is a big house on the prairie. As you'll notice, the house is no longer standing, but the concrete foundation is. They put a fence around what was considered the old general store, an office for the 101 ranch. This is in the valley of a river, which is, the bridge is just right about a quarter of a mile down the road there. If you notice all the dirt, that's the floods we had. Apparently this was inundated by the waters. E.W. Marland came to Ponca City in the 1910s and struck up a deal with the Miller brothers. And his first company was called the 101 Oil Company. And he was able to negotiate a lease with the Ponca Indian tribe. Now, he needed the Miller brothers to do this because apparently the place where he wanted to drill at was on a sacred Indian burial ground, which is just up the hill. Now, I'm scanning over to about the right location. It's about 2 miles in that direction, which is the northeasterly direction. Well, obviously Marland was successful in his endeavors to get the Ponca Indian tribe to allow him to drill as well, and the rest is history. The sound in the background is a pump jack. I guess it didn't do too well with the floodwaters. As you can see, the foundation has fallen through the years. This must have been quite a building back in its day. It was built at the turn of the century. It makes it at least 90 years old. I bet you it was a grand old house. This is probably the safe. Or some sort of secure building. It still has its steel enforced casing around the doorway. This is a staircase that led to the sub-basement. There's that rascal. Now that looks like part of the livery stock buildings. Probably they stored hay in there. This is a really fertile valley. As you can see, I said earlier it was flooded. The soil has replenished itself, which is very important back before the days of fertilizers. Here's some of the tile work from the original house. How interesting. This tile is encased in concrete. That's why it's lasted the years. This is the front entryway. The driveway comes up. It's really beautiful out here. It's amazing they're still pumping oil out of the ground after all these years. This is some evidence of the flood. Notice how the bushes are all leaning downriver.